They say history repeats itself. But I tell you, history never repeats. It simply rhymes with different coins. In my time, wealth smelled of copper, ink, wool, and melted wax. Today, wealth glows on screens, hides in servers, and moves at the speed of light. Yet the truth remains unchanged. The man who controls money controls kings. You believe your world is modern, digital, advanced. But if you look closely, you will see my fingerprints on your banks, your markets, your debts, your fortunes. I did not live to see your age, yet your age was built on what I carved into the world. My name is Jakob Fugger, and I ruled money when kings ruled sword and crown. So sit with me. Let us speak of banking, then and now. And I will show you the thread that binds my world to yours, the hook. The bank that crowned emperors. Imagine a world where kings, dukes, bishops, and emperors, the most powerful men alive, sat in front of me, trembling. Why? Because they needed money. Wars were not fought with steel. They were fought with silver. Elections were not won by speeches. They were won by financing. And when the future Holy Roman Emperor Charles V sought the throne, he came to me. His rivals, kings of France, kings of Spain, dukes, princes. Yet they did not defeat him with armies. I placed gold upon the table, and Europe crowned him emperor. Remember that. The crown rests where the money flows. Now tell me, has that changed today? Do presidents win without donors? Do corporations grow without capital? Does a nation rise without debt? Different costumes, same rules. How banking worked in my world, you open an app to move money. I opened a ledger. You click to invest in markets. I financed mines, monarchs, and global trade routes. You fear inflation. I feared kings who forgot their debt. Banking in my era was not paperwork. It was a gamble between power and death. Every transaction carried danger. A king who owed me gold could erase his debt with a sword. A bishop who borrowed silver could damn my soul publicly. A merchant who defaulted might lose more than his reputation. And yet, I lent boldly, not because I enjoyed risk, but because I mastered information. Just as your greatest investors do today. Gold is heavy. Information is weightless. In my time, news traveled by horse and ship. Still, I built the fastest intelligence network in Europe. When wars stirred, I knew before generals. When kings plotted, I heard whispers before courtiers. When discoveries were made, I funded the next voyage before the ink dried. Information is the true currency. It always has been. Why you think Bloomberg invented financial intelligence? I did, with ink and couriers. The birth of modern credit. Before me, merchants paid with coin and hope. I created systems of credit, bills of exchange, and letters of finance. You swipe cards, you tap phones, you trade digital tokens. I traded promises backed by mines and monarchs. I learned early that money is not wealth. Control is wealth. Silver in vaults grows dust. Silver in circulation grows power. So while others hoarded, I lent. While others feared risk, I calculated it. While others dreamed small, I financed empires. Today, you call it corporate lending, sovereign debt, global finance. We simply called it survival. Risk, the monster behind every fortune. Listen carefully. Wealth is never built without danger. In my day, we risked storms sinking ships. We risked bandits stealing gold on roads. We risked monarchs refusing repayment. We risked plague wiping out entire trade cities. Today, you risk bubbles, markets, regulations, inflation, cyber theft, and war by other names. The dangers are modern, but the principle is eternal. Courage builds fortunes, but discipline protects them. I saw merchants gamble and lose fortunes on spices, cloth, ships, exotic hopes. Desire is a fire, but discipline is the stone that holds ambition's flame. Do you know why most will never be wealthy? Not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack emotional discipline. This is as true now as it was then. Bankers versus kings. Here is the truth kings feared most. Power based on crowns dies with empires. Power based on credit shapes empires. A king ruled by divine decree. I ruled by economic gravity. A king could command men. I could command nations. And today, presidents change, governments rise and fall, but banks remain. Do you not see it? Central banks move interest, and markets tremble. Funds shift capital, and companies live or die. A single downgrade of a nation's credit rating today can topple leaders. I used ledgers. You use satellites and servers. But power is the same. The secret every era hides. The poor argue about wages. The middle class argues about comfort. The wealthy argue about investments. The powerful argue about access. The truly powerful? They argue about control. Resource control, information control, debt control. In my day, I controlled mining rights. Today, your titans control energy, data, currency supply, technological infrastructure, media narratives, and global supply chains. Tell me, has anything changed? The epicenters are different. Silicon Valley instead of Augsburg, New York instead of Venice, blockchain instead of bills of exchange. But the structure of power is identical. You do not need to imitate my methods. You must imitate my thinking. 7 timeless rules of banking and wealth. Hear these truths, carved by centuries. 1. Money is power only when it moves. Idle wealth dies. Active wealth conquers. 2. Trust is currency. Your reputation is a vault no thief can steal, but you can destroy it yourself. 3. Information beats gold. The informed rule the wealthy. 4. Credit multiplies power. Borrow not for lifestyle, but for leverage. 5. Risk is the servant of discipline, never its master. Be bold, never reckless. 6. Build systems, not treasures. Gold shines and fades, systems endure. And 7. Understand rulers and outlast them. Empires change, money adapts. Be water, not stone. The lesson modern men forget you chase cash. But cash is not wealth, it is the seed. True wealth, ownership, Networks, influence, discipline, patience, knowledge, and strategy. These are the currencies that matter. If I began today, I would not chase money. I would chase position, skills, information, connections and control points in industries of the future. You do not need to be born wealthy. Neither was I destined for power. But I studied the world, and I mastered it. My final words: I lived in a world of steel and scripture. You live in a world of silicon and signals. Yet we are the same, you and I, facing temptation, fear, opportunity, chaos, ambition. Remember my words. History does not favor the bold. It favors the prepared. You need not conquer kings, you must conquer yourself. And when you do, money will follow, power will follow, legacy will follow. The world does not reward the dreamer, it rewards the executor. Now go, study your markets, learn your systems, guard your mind, control your impulses, position yourself not for today, but for decades. And rise not as a follower of fortunes, but as one who creates them.